Hey guys, it's Katie and welcome back to Lucid Inciting Incident. In the last episode, we headed to the courtyard for career day. We ended up talking to Mr. Iota about what happened with Mizaki 4 years ago. And then after that, we ran into a detective. Her name is Shigure Inamoto. She's a freelance detective, and she ended up testing us. Now, I didn't know it at the time because it didn't pop up in my game, or I didn't see it because I was recording maybe, but I did get the achievement for that. So if you're playing the game right now and you want that achievement, just look back on part 3 for this playthrough, and I will leave a clip of the achievement that I got. Anyway, when we got home, Masato and Yaiko came over and they brought some GFC and we ended up having a contest. And after they left, we ended up watching Governmecker episode 2. Now, in the last episode, I accidentally clicked out of the messages that Yaiko had sent us. So I'm going to play that, and then I'm just gonna edit it out where we had left off last time. So let's continue. Yaiko only points at my phone. Okay, this time I'm not gonna click on anything. Alright. I think I'm gonna scroll up, see the messages, but I'm not gonna click out anything else. Dude, where are you? Masato says you're not at track. Dude, you're missing out big time. My club is so good. It's the best. 6 members, what? We're gonna grow so fast the roof will explode. Okay, we're done, where are you? We're gonna get GFC. Crispy or original? Hello, are you dead? Okay, crispy it is. Masato won the Hot Wings contest. He wanted a rematch. I don't think he's satisfied though. Said cups aren't good rivals. Dude, what's up? I'm not hyper, ignore Rue. No, I didn't have 3 large sodas, ignore Rue. Ignore Rue. Dude, I'm being so awesome right now. Come see. Okay, seriously, where are you? By the way, I was figuring out moon stuff. Guess they can't have AC there, so maybe it won't be a thing. I don't know, would you go to the moon without AC? Is summer hot on the moon? Yaiko. Oh, they also said I couldn't breathe. That's okay though, I can hold my breath super long. We're coming to your place. Okay, so that's what he had sent us. He's so funny. Oh wait, what does it say? Jay Graves is my role model. Hashtag USA FTW1337. Alright. Okay. When I wake up, I'm almost dizzy with grogginess. Guess that happens if you suddenly change your sleep schedule. I drag myself out of bed for a quick shower before idly settling onto the couch. 5:41 a.m. What, do people even do this early in the morning? I guess there are those people who make their beds, work out, and eat a hearty breakfast like ideal, productive human beings. But nah, I'm more partial to lying around and maybe watching some TV. Yeah, that sounds nice. I lazily reach over. My fingertips barely skim over the buttons on the remote. Ugh. I roll closer and, after some trial and error, manage to switch the TV on. Dude, the music got so creepy. In a frenzy after the sudden disappearance of 2 students just 2 days apart. Izumo Imperial Boarding Academy, known for its prestigious background and powerful connections with established corporations like Lemniscate and Way Forward, is now under the nation's eye as it struggles to cope with these new accusations. I freeze on the couch as footage of the all-too-familiar campus dance is on the screen. Disappearances? At the academy? Since when did this happen? Civilians, if you happen to see these missing persons, notify the authorities immediately. It is our duty to keep the city safe. Here are their photographs. Midori Mayano left and Toyoma Hayashi right. I snatch the remote, jamming at the power button until the TV finally blanks. Media and their sensationalist headlines. Shameful, stupid, I can't believe anything they say. But why are my fingers still shaking? I clasp my hands against my chest, squeezing my eyes shut. Disappearances? At the academy? Probably just some spoiled kids who decided to run off and elope with their significant other of 3 weeks. The news always exaggerates everything anyway. I fall back against the couch, suddenly feeling extremely lazy. Yama? Hello? Are you alive? Rue's a big girl. She can open the door herself. I'm gonna call the morgue. You know what happens in morgues? Nothing, because they're full of dead people. You get bored really quickly. Oh, and you'd probably die from suffocation. Darn it, Rue, there's something called a keypad. Activating foghorn in 3, 2, 1. I groan in the general direction of my door. Sorry, I don't speak idiot. What was that? Meh. You know, if this was the zombie apocalypse, you'd be long dead. You're scarier than a zombie, actually. If I'm scarier than a zombie, what does that make you? Ha, typical Rue. Use the keypad, woman. It's there for a reason. But why do that when I can make you suffer? What a true friend. Let me guess, you forgot. Please, your code is the stupidest possible code to exist on the planet. Even Mr. Iota pointed out how stupid it was. It is not. It is too, Mr. 14789. Come on, lazy bum, just get out of bed. I finally amble to the door and pull it open, pretending to grumble all the while. Truthfully, I'm enjoying our little sparring match. Morning, sleepy. What? That was an odd reaction. Nothing. Her averted gaze and flushed cheeks prompt me to run a quick check. Nothing on my face. I'm in my pajamas, I guess, but they're decent and Rue has seen me in them before. I absently run a finger over my lips, trying to feel if there's anything in my teeth. Nope. Don't do that. Don't do what? Don't take so long. Duh. We have to go to school, you know. I check my phone. 7:22 a.m. I know how to read a clock. I'm not stupid. I wait for the inevitable, unlike you. It never comes. Just get ready, okay? We need to make a stop on the way. What kind of stop? Why do you always have to ask so many questions? Jeez! She reaches for my wrist, but suddenly jerks back as if I'm covered with poison. Let's go. She totally has a crush on Yama, you can tell. I raise an eyebrow, smirking at her dramatic fluster. In my pajamas? Get dressed, right now. Sir, yes, sir. I stride easily towards my room, leaving her fuming. It only takes a few seconds to throw on my uniform. I've barely stepped in the room before I'm out again. When I return to Rue, I notice that she's regained her composure. I have to admit that it's fairly impressive that she can master herself in such a short amount of time. Huh, took you long enough. You say that like you were waiting forever. I lean closer, raising an eyebrow. Or did you want to... Shut up! I playfully poke her forehead and attempt to put her at ease. I really need to learn to keep my mouth shut. Nothing good will come from saying things like that. It's just, why does she have to look so cute when she's angry? Let's go. She marches out of the door without a backward glance. Rue refuses to speak to me even as we exit the apartment complex and head into the street. It takes me a moment to realize that we're on a complete detour. Instead of leading me to the academy, Rue stops by the main street. The city is fairly quiet at this time of day. Excluding the handful of cars that roar down the road in hectic commute, is completely silent. Almost eerily so. Hey, it's okay, no buses. Buses? She fixes me with a searching look for a second. Then, out of nowhere, her eyes spring wide open. They're after us, Agent Ishimoto! Run! She bolts down the street without warning. What is she doing? I've never seen her run so fast in her life. It spurs me to sprint after her, even though there's no visible threat, at least not from what I can tell. What on earth has possessed this crazy girl? Rue's speed picks up until we're precariously weaving around benches, street lamps, and other miscellaneous items. I can easily keep up, being in track and all, but Rue is clearly inexperienced. If she stays at this pace, she'll probably end up hurting herself. I find Rue sprawled on the ground, gingerly nursing her ankle. Ugh. You okay? What, are you blind? You're the one who tripped. Why are you calling me blind? I'm not the one who asks, are you okay, to someone who's clearly in pain. She attempts to struggle to her feet, but crumples to the ground with a pained cry. I instinctively catch her arm. It's unexpectedly slender. I assumed that she would have developed some muscle from how often she likes to hit me. Whatever gave you the brilliant idea to tear down the street like a madwoman anyway? Shut up and help me before we're late to school. If you were really worried about that, we shouldn't have come here in the first place. Come on already, idiot. Girls, I'll never understand them, ever. Regardless, I kneel down, pull Rue's arm around my shoulder, and slowly start to stand. It would have worked well, but our height difference is too substantial. She's clearly uncomfortable with her arm hitched above her head. This isn't working. Brilliant deduction, Sherlock. It is, for a brain as tiny as yours. You know, maybe I should just leave you here. You wouldn't. I sigh, lowering her back to the ground. She's right, I wouldn't. So, somehow, I have to get her to school. Carrying her, maybe? Since she's wearing a skirt, a piggyback ride might be too difficult. I could try the tried and true potato sack style, but there wouldn't really be any way of putting her down without injuring her ankle. The only viable option is carrying her bridal style, which comes with problems of its own. A lot of them. Sending wrong messages, being close to Rue, confusing not only her, but also myself. Everything I've sworn not to do. It's 7:50. Not my fault you're so clumsy. Just hurry up. Well, doesn't look like there's any way out of it. I'll just have to get over it. I stooped down, sliding one arm beneath her knees and the other around her back. Rue's breath catches slightly as she instinctively wraps her arms around my neck. I lean her slight weight against my cheek and lift her into the air. She grips me a little tighter, pulling our faces precariously close. The gentle wash of her breath on my cheek startles me forward. Since when were you so heavy? Since when were you so weak? I duck for a second, pretending to drop her. She squeaks, clutching onto me for dear life. I'm sorry, what was that? You're strong. You're plenty strong. Don't drop me. I can't help but chuckle at that. She idyllically leans her head against my chest, her face open in curiosity. It feels comfortable. Too comfortable. What are you doing? She closes her eyes, and for a split second, I'm terrified that she'll say something terribly sappy. I was trying to find your heartbeat. It looks like you don't have one. Classic Rue. Are you sure you're looking in the right place? What? Remember who flunked human anatomy? I didn't flunk. I just had other strengths. Like sleeping. You were the one who always got in trouble for napping. Oh, she's so adorable when she's angry. She suddenly tugs on my sleeve, glancing around. What is it? We should go around. Why? We're almost there. Because my sixth sense is tingling. You don't have a sixth sense. You don't even have 5. I only smirk at this retort and continue towards the school entrance, but Rue tugs at my ear. Ow, really? Take me around. Why don't I just dump you here? I like that idea much more. You can't dump a lady on the ground. Great, I'll have no issue dumping you. Hey! She wallops me in the chest and I stumble forward, coughing. My back, woman! Are you trying to kill me? Oh, grow up, you big baby. She pats my chest, which feels even weirder. I'll dump you. What? I'll do it. Fine, fine, I'll behave. I obligingly take her around the path outside of the gate. So, what exactly is this detour for? Enjoying the fresh air before we head to school? And we had to go all the way to the main street to do that? Sometimes you gotta do things just because you can, Yema. Easy for you to say when you're getting carried. Rue suddenly yanks on my collar, staring over my shoulder. Wait, is that... I choke at her tight hold. Thankfully, she promptly releases me. Sorry. You really are trying to kill me, aren't you? No, I just... She points wordlessly at the school's entrance. Lo and behold, it's none other than Misaki Kazuhaya standing at the gate, scrolling casually through her phone. She seems completely oblivious to the throngs of students peering at her in a mix of admiration, jealousy, and contempt. Hooray, welcome to Snooty Schools. I'll just get to class. Wait, Rue and Mizaki in the same area. Oh, perfect. Time to bring this needless drama to an end. Let's go say hi. Let's not. Well, while I'm carrying you, you go or I go. Then I guess I'm getting off. She distangles herself and steps away, her weight evenly distributed on her feet. Are you being serious right now? Yeah, I am. I meant what I said yesterday, Yama. How is she supposed to know what to fix if you don't tell her? Because right now, she doesn't even think that anything's wrong. The first step is getting her to realize that. I don't really understand. I don't know, if this was me in the situation, like, I would just, like, confront the person and get everything out on the table so that, you know, I don't like drama, so. Yeah, I kind of figured. It's okay, don't worry too much about it. I'm off to class now, okay? See you later. Rue? Oh, well, looks like someone got off her phone. This should be interesting. It is you. How long has it been? You saw me yesterday, didn't you? You should have said hello. I was speaking with Yama yesterday about Patter. I was wondering if you'd like to create an account so we can keep... But Rue, after simply staring at her in silence, breezes away without a word. She leaves Mizaki still grinning, holding up her phone with a half-formed sentence spilling out of her mouth. In touch. Rue? But Rue doesn't stop. She keeps marching right through the doors of the classroom building. But wasn't her ankle injured? Like, why is she running? Mizaki blinks for a moment, as if the gears in her brain have suddenly ground to a halt. Morning. Yes, good morning. Is everything all right? She's not sick, is she? No. Then why did she act that way? Ugh, girl drama. I did not sign up for this. Now, the two people who should be my best friends are ignoring each other, or at least one is ignoring the other. Beats me. She seems unhappy with you. You should talk to her. Unhappy with me? Why? Like I said, beats me. I see. 1 second, I'll run a quick search. Her thumbs blur over her phone in a whirlwind. I can practically see smoke trailing from the machine. Alright, two girls, once very close, now ignoring or fighting with each other. Oh. Oh. I should have expected this. What is it? She's scared, Yama. Scared that I've come to steal you away from her and claim you as my own. Wait, what? How could I be so blind? Of course this might happen. She's jealous because I might endanger your friendship or even attempt to seduce you and thus leave her alone. I think you should stop turning to the internet for everything, Miki. But she's already in her own little world. Ridiculous, as if I'm actually in love with you. I'll clear this up with her as soon as possible. Gee, thanks for shattering my manly ego, Misaki. Maybe if they actually can get a decent conversation together, the sacrifice will be worth it. I can only sigh as I follow a mumbling Misaki to class. I go on a long trek through the city with a 115-pound weight on my back, and this is what I get for it? Huh, maybe I should have just made Rue walk on her own. She certainly seemed fine by the time we ran into Miki. Wait a minute. She certainly seemed fine. Rue walked to her classroom without a problem. Yeah, I was mentioning that. Like, didn't she injure her ankle? Like, what? She was, like, running away from Mizaki. Didn't she just sprain her ankle badly? So badly that she needed to be carried? Actually, when I take a step back, everything is just downright fishy. A seemingly random detour to the main street. A seemingly random make-believe running sequence. A seemingly unavoidable bridal-style ride. All the pieces fall into place. Looks like I'll need to visit a certain blonde-haired troublemaker during lunch break. A certain Akira Kurube. Classes get off to a dreary start. Oh yeah, I need to start saving more in this game too, because like when I accidentally like didn't read Yaiko's messages, like I really didn't have a save point until like I had started the recording from the last time, so I'm gonna save. Okay. Just in case, I don't know. Yaiko naps through math. I almost follow suit. The teacher's voice is hypnotic, and not in a good way. Elizabeth glares at me through English, probably because the teacher had me recite some Edgar Allan Poe, and I found it so stupid that I didn't even try to get the accent right. Sorry, Your Highness, that we're not all bilingual like your perfect self. Then it's world history. Our teacher arrives in camouflage getup, proudly waving Izumo City flag and screaming at the top of his lungs. Okay, maggots, listen up. You think school's easy? You think this will be a cakewalk? Well, you're right, because this blasted place has gone soft. Back in my day, we didn't have no study guides. Textbooks, we had to write them ourselves, upside down, uphill, in the snow, both ways. While my peers seem petrified, I only smile amusedly. If only all classes were like this. None of you have any excuse to get less than a 90 on your test. So help me, if I see a single 80, I'll give you a taste of the old days. Yaiko is sliding beneath his desk as if he wants to melt into the chair. The old days? The teacher's eyes flare up with delight, as if he was waiting to be asked. That's right, them old days. They'd string us up by our ankles over a pit of hungry lions. Where did Yaiko go? Yaiko squeaks and buries himself under his desk. Dude, I love how, like the last episode, like, Yaiko and Masato were fighting over, like, chicken, and then they just, like, disappear off the screen. I'm like, where the hell did they go? So it's pretty funny, like, Yaiko just disappears right now, too. Alright. Do lions even exist in Japan? Alright, maggots, let's get this party started. The teacher thrusts a heavy finger at the board, sending the test to each of our desks. You've got till 11:25, sissies, then it's judgment day. With that, he flops on his chair, props his feet on the table, and stuffs his face into a ragged newspaper. Give the tense a once-over. I should have studied more, but maybe I can bluff the right answers. Whoa, what is this? Oh no! What was Europe's rapid colonization of Africa after 1880 driven by? Dude, I have no idea what these answers are. I might have to, like, okay, I'm gonna answer them randomly, and then I'm going... Can I save right now? Oh my god. Save. Hold on, let me save. Let's load. I don't want to do that. Okay, let's go here. Let's save. Because I'm going to answer the questions. Just me answering the questions. And then if I want to get the achievements for this game. So I don't know if this is achievement or not, but I will answer the right questions and show you guys the right answers. So, what was Europe's rapid colonization of Africa after 1880 driven by? Raw materials, strategic advantage, and new markets? A heavy demand for workers in European factories? Or interest in tourism and game hunting? I don't know. Raw materials, strategic advantage, and new markets? What does the ancient yin-yang Chinese symbol represent? Oh, I think I know this one. Dualism in which everything is in conflict and unresolvable. I don't think it's that one. The Zen concept of unity in artistic expression. The theory that everything is opposite but complementary. I think it's that one. Yin-yang. Write the correct chronological order of the least 3 current world religions. I don't know. I wasn't born into religion, so I really don't know. Christianity, Buddhism, Islam? What was the intention of China's Great Leap Forward? Expand the Chinese influence in the Third World? What European practice did colonial Spanish America's encomienda system evaluate? Dude, I have no freaking idea. Nepotism? Yeah, I really should study more. Ooh, I guess I got them wrong. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna see what the right answers were. Because I know I didn't get that right. I didn't see an achievement pop up either, so... at least I hope they're gonna pop up, because it didn't last time, so... Alright, let's just put in... Lucid 9 test answers. Because I don't want to see all the achievements. I don't want to know. Lucid... I have my tablet here, so... Okay, I found it. Let's go back. So, which one's load? Okay. Okay, so the first one is, I was right on this one. It was raw materials. Where is it? Raw materials, strategic advantage, and new markets. What does the ancient yin-yang symbol, Chinese symbol, represent? I got this one right. It was the theory that everything is opposite but complementary. Yes, okay. Write the correct chronological order of at least 3 current world religions. That is Buddhism, Christianity, and Islam. What was the intention of China's Great Leap Forward? Industrialize China's economy. And what European practice did colonial Spanish America's incremedia system evaluate? It is manneralism. Now, oh, and we got the achievement, Natural Genius. I just want to unlock all the achievements and show you guys. So it's not like I'm like cheating. I will answer the questions the way I'm going to answer them and show you guys that, hey, I'm trying to get these answers right, but if I don't, you know, I'm going to show the right ones. So, okay. Let's save after that because I don't want to have to do that again. Who knows what might happen? Okay. Studying? Who needs studying? I got this in the bag. I glanced around the classroom, gauging the reactions of my peers. They ranged from triumph to utter despair. Surprisingly, Yaiko is the fastest writer of them all, trumping even Elizabeth. Out of curiosity, I steal a peek at his test. Name? Calling people names is rude. Date? I'm not dating anyone right now. List several ways the Russians prepared for the Cold War. They wore really big coats and took medicine every 6 hours. Describe how Hitler gained influence in Germany. They produced a lot of chocolate until they were the biggest candy factory in Asia. Yaiko! Is he for real? What major event? Dude, Yaiko cracks me up. He is so freaking funny. Like, he's one of my favorite characters. So, what major event incited the Japanese blah 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 during World War II? The nuclear bomb. Some of these words in this is so freaking hard, I'm telling ya. Oh, he almost got this one right. Yaiko. Time for sign language. Your answer on number 3 is wrong. He grins and shoots me a thumbs up. What major event incited the Japanese blah during World War II? The Rego movie premiere. He raises an eyebrows at me. How's this? I nod encouragingly. Now all his answers will look dumb. That's more consistent. Yama, why are you making him fail on purpose? I don't get you. I return to my exam. The last question that remains is a long essay. Elaborate on one of the following historical themes with at least 3 specific examples from covered material. Subjugation of humanity, economic inequality, wealth disparity, role of religion in society. I hope we don't have to do this, please. Well, this will be easy. I select the first option and start rambling about how everyone sucks and is unbelievably power hungry. It's the easiest essay I've ever written. I finish with plenty of time to spare. After I hand in my test, I take a moment to evaluate my surroundings. Oh, Yaiko's reached the essay. Perfect. He selected the second option, the economic gap between wealthy and poor. Let's take a look. I believe that the solution to all of the conflicts and stuff between rich people and poor people is that they should try to understand each other. Like, rich people need to realize the hardships of the poor and try to do something about it. And the poor need to understand that not all rich people are the same. That's all he pens before he turns in his test. He completely missed the point of the question, but that was an unusually sober answer considering, well, he's, well, Yaiko. Rid of my entertainment, I stare into space and think about nothing as classes continue on. When the lunch bell rings, everything seems to happen at once. Mizaki leaps to her feet, snatches up her backpack, and storms to the classroom door. I hurriedly tap on her shoulder. Where are you off to? To track down Rue, of course. You sound like you're stalking prey. Who says I'm not? And obviously with no intention of slowing down, she barrels out of the room with a single purpose. As she does so, a group of girls race into the dorm, crowding around Elizabeth. Is this you, Elizabeth? You won the art contest. Gosh, is there anything you aren't good at? It's such an amazing painting. You're so cool. Elizabeth smiles at her groupies, unusually gentle. Thank you. She coughs delicately. Sorry, my throat is feeling a bit dry. Oh, stay right here. I'll get some tea for you. Hurry up. Don't keep her waiting. Elizabeth smiles in appreciation as the groupie sprints out of the classroom. The whole display just makes me want to gag. Then Masato comes roaring in. I cringe, expecting yet another sales pitch for the track team, but he crashes past me, grabbing one of my hapless classmates. You! Who? Me? You started a bitter family feud, you ignorant whelp. What? I've never seen you in my life. You mess with my little bro, you mess with me. Come here. Masato seizes the student's ear and drags him into the hallway, leaving a trail of gossiping students in his wake. Huh, weird. I never knew Masato had a little brother. See ya, dude. What? Where are you going? To see applicants from my amazing club, of course. You interested in joining? It's called the Happy Club. Suddenly, I'm very glad that I have other plans. Have fun with that. He only beams. I will. And with that, he promptly disappears. That was oddly hectic for an ordinary school day. Well, at least it's convenient. Now I'm left to my own devices. Alright, Akira. It's time to have a few words with you. I entered the cafeteria with laser focus, searching for the familiar head of blonde hair. I vaguely noticed Yaiko's gesturing exaggeratedly to a few skeptical students, but I pass over them. After a few minutes of circling the cafeteria, I still haven't caught sight of my intended target. Superani, Sarge! I quickly whip around and come face to face with the object of my search. A bright-eyed girl bubbling with energy as demonstrated by her tendency to bounce on the balls of her feet. Hey, Akira. It's been a while, Sarge. I can't help but sigh. I can sense that the ensuing conversation will be a very long and difficult one. My name isn't Sarge. I never said it was. Then why do you keep calling me Sarge? Because Sarge is short for sergeant. Sergeant. She stops, as if that's an inadequate explanation. And I'm hungry, so let's go get some food. She skips to the buffet table to swipe her card. This girl, it's impossible to get a straight answer out of her. Do I like her? She's kind of cute. Akira is an interesting case. She and Rue joined drama club last year. That's how they became friends, or so they claim. It didn't take long for them to become close, and this year they're rooming together. Akira? Well, if I had to describe her, I say she's free-spirited, doing her own thing, off in her own world. She doesn't really associate with us much, just Rue. She's a bit eccentric, though, I suppose in a refreshing way. I suppose. When we've gotten our food, Akira makes her way to an obscure corner of the cafeteria and digs through her bag, pulling out a green and white plaid blanket with a flourish. I present to you Annette Diana Hellison the 17th. I think it's 17th, I'm not sure. I crane my neck, trying to peek into her bag. Where? Here. She shakes the blanket. The blanket? Oh, don't be rude. How would I feel if Annette Diana Hellison the 17th called you the human all the time? Use her name. I'm not going through all that effort just to spare the feelings of an inanimate object. She frowns at me, but gently lays the blanket on the floor. Don't come crying if Annette Diana Hellison the 17th exacts retribution on you for the grave insult you just made. Geez, these people and their long frickin' words, I swear to God. I'm sure I'll live. Akira only shrugs and settles on the blanket. A few students in the background send us bewildered glances. Why don't we just sit at a table? Why don't we just sit on the ground? Chairs are meant to be sat on. So's the ground. What? Fine, you sit on the ground, I'll sit at the table. Akira sighs and obligingly stuffs Annette Diana Hellison the 17th back into her bag. You know, if Rue and I are like peas in a pod, you're like this awkward leaf that's growing really far down the stem. I see you all the time, but we never actually hang out. That's not really fair. You choose not to hang out with us. On second thought, I'm not sure if I'd be able to handle Akira on a daily basis. Sarge, I never said it was your fault. Right. I gather myself as Akira takes a seat beside me and starts to dig in. The ankle incident. Just ask her about the ankle incident and this whole nightmare will be over. Something interesting happened today. Did you pretend that you're a cross-dressing duchess? What? Guess not. Too bad. That would have definitely been interesting. Most brains have interconnected neurons, but I'm beginning to think that Akira's brain is structured without rhyme or reason. No, Rue tripped and injured her ankle. Oh no! Well, I don't think she actually injured it. She was running around on it just a few minutes later. Did you carry her? Yeah. Piggyback? Why does that matter? Oh, the healing power of true love. How I envy your bond. You see, love is like an antidepressant with herbal infusions. Most of the time, people just get involved so that they feel good, regardless of the actual result. But sometimes, if your bond is truly deep, it can actually physically heal you. Only sometimes though, like maybe less than 0.0016%. I carried her bridal style, actually. But bridal style? 10 times the healing power. 10 times the bond. Like a covalent bond, or ironic, depending on the properties. Her way of thinking is impressive, honestly. I don't even know how she makes these associations. Look, Akira, can you just give me a straight answer? The angle of an answer is irrelevant, since an answer is an abstract concept and therefore is not subject to angles in the first place. Right. Did you have anything to do with Rue pretending to injure her ankle? I plead the fifth. Isn't that American? Oh, right. I plead the 38th. I can only sigh at this. Akira definitely had something to do with it. If past examples are anything to go by, she probably formed an elaborate plan and managed to convince Rue to go along with it. Look, I know Rue's your friend, but stop trying to matchmake us. Honestly, it's getting a little annoying. Just like how you pretend that you don't notice Rue's feelings? I take back everything I said about Akira being refreshing. She isn't refreshing at all. She's a meddler. Look, it isn't exactly your business. Can you just stay out of it? Oh, but it is my business, more than you might think. That sounds ominous. Still, it'll end up hurting Rue. Do you want that? Why would Rue get hurt? Just let me deal with it, okay? It's already complicated enough. It doesn't have to be. This is just too much trouble. Look, Akira, what you're doing will only end up hurting Rue. If you want to bug me, that's fine, but leave Rue out of it. I scoop up my dishes and leave the table before she has a chance to speak. Maybe it's rude, but I'm not encouraging any delusional fantasies regarding Rue and me. I head back to the classroom, spending the rest of lunch period half-heartedly studying. Afternoon classes pass by uneventfully. Elizabeth seems to be in a good mood from the praise of her groupies. She completely ignores me instead of hassling me. Yaiko is unusually quiet. Even Mizaki is all but silent. From her clouded expression, I'd guess that her discussion with Rue didn't go too well. When the bell rings, I'm almost unsettled at how quiet the day was. The lull of the afternoon seems to settle in every crevice of the classroom, bringing a haze of sleep with it. The teacher's voice slips to an indiscernible drone as every student struggles to keep their eyes open for the few remaining minutes of school. Understood? Alright, homeroom dismissed. Immediately, everyone bolts to their feet, chatting amiably as they make their way out of the classroom. Only the 4th day of school, and we're already sick of it. I guess that's 3rd year for you. Oh hey, Mizaki, did you see the new episode of Governmecker yesterday? Why, of course, I tuned into the live stream the moment it opened. Oh wow, it's the unexpected BFFs. So, what did you think? Well, when I saw that President J. Gray spontaneously... Wait, sorry, no spoilers! You know, since Yama might have not seen it yet. Oh, right. How exceedingly generous of him. I thought it was entertaining as always. It was the best episode so far, wasn't it? It definitely was. Well, no offense, but I don't think the bar is set very high. What's this, man? Did you get a real girlfriend? A wild Masato appears. Masato, my man, how was your vengeance? Wait, what? Some punk paid a group of boys to bully Mazuto's little brother because he hates Mazuto. But I bet that Maza gave him a taste of his own medicine. Hell yeah, I did. You pick a fight with one Kurogane, you pick a fight with all of them. Hey, won't you get in trouble for hitting him? He'll definitely tattle on you. Hit him? Nah, man, I locked him in a room and taught him the cluster decomposition theorem. Made him write a paper on it in one sitting. Somehow, that sounds a lot more horrifying than just getting beat up. Hi, I don't think we've met. Who are you? I transferred here yesterday. Misaki Kazihaya, at your service. She's super cool. She watches Governmecker, and she's a model. Ha, that's cool. Name's Mazuto Kurogane. I'm on the track team. He stops there. We wait for a moment expecting a more elaborate introduction. And? And what? That's all that matters, ain't it? Not the fact that he's the president of the Honors Club, or one of the top students in the school, or a third year. I take you enjoy track then? Hell yeah! Track is like water. Without it, you die. Track is like air. Without it, you die. Track is like fried chicken. Without it, you die. That's some dedication. Yup, and I'm staying this way, or my name's Yama Ishimoto. That was uncalled for. Well, as long as you keep at it, I'm sure you can accomplish anything. Says every cliche movie ever. They ignore me and firmly shake hands. Looks like she's becoming friends with everyone. Everyone except Rue, ironically enough. So, how do you all know each other? She, Yama, and Rue are childhood friends, actually. Whoa, real? Why ain't Rue here then? An awkward silence falls between Mizaki and I, with a hapless Yaiko in the middle. Huh, now that you mention it, she should be here by now. You don't think she got called for cleanup duty, do you? We don't have cleanup duty, Yaiko. The school pays for janitors. Oh, that would explain a lot. How many years has he been at this school again? Hold on, someone give me a straight answer. Where's Rue? Mizaki clears her throat and steels herself. We're not in the best of terms at the moment, but I'm working to resolve the issue as soon as possible. You sound like you're debugging some code, Miki. But it's true, we're not getting along particularly well. Mazuto inches away from her, suddenly cautious. Huh, I see. See what? You guys were just getting along. Mazuto turns to Miki with a grave expression. I don't know, man. Something about you seems sus. That's kind of harsh, but at least he told her up front. What? I should have seen it earlier, but yeah, you're too nice. Don't you work in the modeling industry? Aren't you supposed to be all cutthroat and all that? It's not like I'm some kind of dastardly mastermind. Then what's the deal with you and Rue? I'd like to know that myself. She's the one ignoring me. They both stare each other down. None of us budge. Hell, I don't know. I'm going to track. He strides out of the classroom without any farewells or apologies. That was strange. Sorry about that, Mizaki. Maza's not usually like that. Maybe he ate something funny? I doubt it. Well, this just got awkward. First Rue, now Mazuto's pushing Miki out into the cold. Usually they're the warmest and most inclusive people I know, but this time... Something saved me. Anything. Oh, what's that? Huh, that was convenient. The phone feature again. Okay, please do not click out of it. Okay, please. Okay, let's see here. I'll go ahead and assume that it's from Shigure. Divine Master, that's funny. Café de la Paix, 5 o'clock p.m. Do not dare to be late or I shall dock your pay. Also, I insist that you share your location with me. Yeah, so in the last episode when she talked to us, I guess she like hired us on as an assistant. So, I'm kind of curious as what's going to happen with that. Okay. Wait, isn't this one on a volunteer basis? What kind of pay am I getting? And the final message. Wait a minute. Does your phone even support location sharing? The answer is immediate. Yes. But it's so old. Some implements improve with age, Ishiyama, unlike your brain, I predict. Why am I working for this woman again? Whatever, I mashed a few buttons to share my location with her. It's not like she'll break into my house and steal my stuff, right? Since she's a detective in official capacity, she'd get in a lot of trouble. Wait, why am I legitimately entertaining this idea? Ugh, this woman terrifies me. Dude, why are you smiling? Huh? Smiling? Grinning, as a matter of fact. Grimacing, not grinning. There's a big difference. Sorry, but something came up. Turns out that I have to go. Oh, that's fine. I have my club to see to. Oh, you have a club? Yeah, I just started it. Want to join? It's called the Happy Club. Oh, sorry, but my work schedule limits my ability to participate in clubs. Oh, well, that makes sense. Wow, smooth. She should go into politics. Who in their right mind would actually want to join a group called the Happy Club? Then, ladies and gentle fellows, I shall be off. See ya. Bye, Yaiko. You too, Mizaki. Have a good rest of your day, Yama. And with that, we managed to barely salvage the awkward atmosphere as we go our separate ways. I pull up this Café de la Paix on my phone and find out that it's on the same street as GFC. Well, that makes this an easy walk. Unless, of course, she's referring to the other Café de la Paix, which is on the faraway border of District 8. Might as well try the closest one first. Shigure doesn't seem like the type to go out of her way just to make me miserable. Or rather, she doesn't seem like the type to inconvenience herself. There are cliques of academy students throughout the streets, girls immersed in superficial gossip and guys exchanging ridiculous stares. I pass by a handful of police officers on the way. They nod courteously, but there's a shadow to their evaluating gazes. I keep my stride long and my steps quick as I round the corner to the denoted rendezvous point. When I first see the place, I have to double check my phone to make sure I didn't take a wrong turn somewhere. By the quaint, lovely name, I was expecting some charming variation of the polished, established Buckstar Coffee House. Instead, I met with the definition of modest: chipped paint, dusty windows, and a swaying sign with 3 broken letters. Maybe this is Shigure's way of exacting vengeance? I take a deep breath before I enter the cafe. Surprisingly, the place is really decent on the inside. Sophisticated and sleek, the array of elegant furniture is punctuated by the black grand piano along the far wall of the cafe. It's kind of cool that we get to see like different scenes in this visual novel. I really like it. I really like the art style and the music. And there is a soundtrack on Steam that you can download for this game. So, a delectable smell of butter and sugar drifts from the counter of the shop, where several intricate glass displays boast rows of unique pastries reminiscent of a fairy tale world. Welcome. May I take your order? The cashier greets me with a smile, drawing me to the front counter. Wait a minute, isn't she... It's Elizabeth. What's she doing here? Wait, she work here? Come to think of it, I've never seen where she goes after class ends. Of all people, it would be you. Consider it your lucky day. Just give me your order. This situation is too good to pass up. Elizabeth, a cashier? Do enlighten me. Why would such a wealthy, empowered young woman stoop to making lattes and washing dishes? Work experience, obviously. Every successful person comes from humble beginnings. I might believe her, but the way she's averting her eyes is suspicious. So, why didn't your parents get you some cushy internship at your dream corporation? You know, some people want to earn their success instead of being spoon-fed by their parents. But being spoon-fed is so much easier. I've learned by now that comments like these will tick off Elizabeth more than actual insults. Sure enough, it works. You're insufferable. What's that? I should complain to customer service about an abusive cashier? Just order already. As I lazily glance over the pastry displays, a flicker of motion catches my eye. It's the girl who always hangs around Elizabeth, an ordinary student settled in the corner, elbow propped on her table, eyes glinting in amusement as she absent-mindedly twirls a pencil between her fingers. Her back is slouched, her smile carefree, but there's something that seems a little odd about her. Elizabeth seems to notice my switch of attention and clears her throat. Are you going to order, or are you just going to waste space like always? Oh, give him a moment, Beth. I glance at the book that's lying open-faced on her table, Advanced English, Syntax, and Grammatical Principles version 3. That's the same text that I have for English. She must also be a third year, but in a different class. Head tilted slightly, eyebrows raised just barely. I get the impression that she's studying me just as hard as I'm studying her. Who are you? Isn't it courteous to introduce yourself before you demand my identity? As your buddy Lizzie has probably told you, courtesy isn't my strong suit. Oh, then what is? Nothing. Just a bit of friendly advice, Beth, but you may want to watch your step around this one. What makes you say that? Why, he's figured you out. This elicits an unusual reaction from Elizabeth, bitten lips, fiddling hands, and an anxious shift of the eyes. Odd, I don't recall figuring out anything. Well, Yama, why don't you give Beth a little grace? Her eyes are twinkling at me challengingly, like she knows I don't know, but wants me to figure it out. Why would she do that? Why isn't she taking Elizabeth's side? Fine, I'll apologize, just don't tell anyone. Well, now I really have no clue what's going on, but I might as well go along with it. Yeah? Why shouldn't I? She seems at a loss for words. I can't help but grin. You'll pay me? You know I can't. That catches me off guard, but thankfully I'm able to hide my expression just in time. Interesting. She can't pay. That can only mean that she's not as high and mighty as she pretends to be. Maybe her spending is restricted by her parents, or maybe she's legitimately poor. This just gets better and better. Yama, don't be giving her a hard time if she doesn't have money. So, it's that big of a deal if everyone finds out? Don't even think about it. Yup, definitely not the rich, perfect princess that everyone was led to believe she was. Say, pretty pleased with a cherry on top? Pretty pleased with a cherry on top? As begging goes, it's subpar, but I decided to let it go. I don't plan on making her life miserable. It's more of a power thing. With blackmail hanging over her head, she'll finally stop bothering me. I turn from the counter to survey the pastry case. Elizabeth's shoulders drop in relief. The girl at the table loses interest and returns to fiddling with her pencil. You never did tell me your name. Am I obliged to? As you said, it's common courtesy. Now when did I say I was courteous? What is up with this girl? She's so weird. She presses her pencil into her bag and slings it over her shoulder, winking at Elizabeth. I'll see you later, Beth. And Yama, play nice. She floats out of the cafe without another word, shutting the door softly behind her. Come to think of it, how did she know my name? She probably learned it from Elizabeth. Said Elizabeth brings up my order of 3 pastries and a smoothie as I spend a few minutes pondering the strange girl. What's her name? Why do you want to know? Is it really that big of a deal? Elizabeth sighs in clear exasperation. Her name is Natsuki Tanaka. Now you can hit on her. Congratulations. I lean over the counter until my face is an inch from hers. What makes you think she's not the one I want to hit on? Elizabeth glances away instinctively, disturbed by my proximity. Right as I'm about to feel a rush of triumph, I catch a slight scent, country lavender with a hint of vanilla. It's oddly magnetic. I'm suddenly bulldozed by a sensory onslaught. I can see the curl of her long lashes, the gleam of her eyes, every perfectly tapered point of her hair, the subtle curve of her lips. I stagger backward, fighting against the images in my head. I need to get a hold of myself. This is Elizabeth. Is there like a romance thing in this visual novel? I'm not sure. I don't know. It'd be kind of cool to romance one of them. She's always been pretty. Why let it mess with me now? In a shaky attempt to cover my slip-up, I shove a bill forward. Keep the change. Elizabeth elegantly plucks the bill from my hand, and before I can process what's happening, she's wrapped her fingers around my collar, pulling me forward. For a few painful seconds, she stays there, her lips an inch away from my jawline. Keep what change? You didn't give me enough in the first place. She releases me, and I glance at the bill I've handed her. Only 1,000 yen. Crap, she's right. I feel a blush flare at my cheeks as I slide another bill to her. The corners of her mouth pull up just slightly. Careful, wouldn't want everyone to know that you're actually poor, would you? Yeah. She's genuinely amused as she passes me my order and bustles off to make my smoothie. I hate to admit it, but she doesn't look bad when she smiles. Ugh, get a grip, Yama. This is Elizabeth, who hounded you all of last year. The Elizabeth who keeps butting into things that aren't her business. The Elizabeth who believes that everything is in her control. That Elizabeth. Back to my senses, I select a butter croissant and throw the other 2 pastries in my backpack. There's not much to do, so I follow Elizabeth to the blenders. Apparently she's recovered because her face is set to its default disapproving scowl. What are you doing? Eating your croissant? Stop staring. You know, your workstation has windows for a reason. And that reason is not for you to stare at me like a pervert. What about an admiring fanboy? Blimey, you're insufferable. I can't help but chuckle as a tinge of English leaks through her accent. So, are you actually from England? Why are you asking me all these questions? I'm bored, and you're taking a long time to make my smoothie. Maybe I wouldn't take so long if you would stop distracting me. Maybe you need to learn how to actually focus. She huffily slams the lid down on the blender and starts it up. The roar of the machine blurs the sound between us. Oh dear me, I would like some tea and crumpets. Elizabeth's shoulders tighten in clear annoyance. Tally-ho, old sport, what say you to some fish and chips? The blender picks up speed until it begins to whine. The weather is positively ghastly today, is it not? Then the blender stops. Elizabeth wordlessly pours the mixture into a cup and caps it, handing it over the window. Firstly, I was born and raised in Japan, just like anyone else. Secondly, just because you're not bilingual doesn't mean you have to mock people who are. That's true, he shouldn't be doing that, that's really rude. She tears the wrapper off the end of the straw and sticks it roughly into the smoothie. Have a nice day. Come again. With that, she strides into the back room, leaving me by myself. I actually feel a little uneasy as I settle into a corner. I'd expected Elizabeth to lash out at me, just like every other time. But she was calm, honest, even if clearly annoyed. Is her heritage a weak spot? Did I bring up something that should have been left alone? Furthermore, why am I letting it bother me? She's never showed me mercy, not on the days where I wanted to be left alone, the days where life almost wasn't worth it. Shouldn't I do the same? As I bite into my croissant, hoping to distract myself with its taste, the door of the cafe swings open. Shigure storms in, the tiny manifestation of fury, as she clutches her phone against her ear, barking into its mouthpiece. As I previously explicated, the situation now merits further scrutiny. Have you compiled the informative analysis of the extraction methods? This girl and her words, man, I swear to God. Your errant incompetence disgusts me. Trust that you shall be receiving a visitation from your supervising officer within the next 24 hours. Good day. She angrily shuts her phone and stuffs it in her pocket, only then do her eyes land on me. Ah, Ishiyama. At last, someone with a manageable quantity of incompetence. Nice to see you too, I guess. Show me the receipt for your purchase. Purchase? For your pastries. I almost ask her why, but decide to shut up and give her the receipt. She promptly marches to the counter, taps her wallet against the card receiver, and marches back with a 1,300 yen in change. She slides this to my side of the table with an expectant look. You need me to buy coffee for you? This is reimbursement. As your superior, I am treating you for this meeting. Oh, thanks. I'm honestly surprised. She came across as the type of person to make me pay for both of us, actually. Now, regarding tonight's mission. Mission? Oh, what mission? I don't remember her saying anything about a mission. Indeed, one of my asinine colleagues mislaid a pivotal dossier within the 6th district of Izumo. The 6th out of the 9 districts, also known as the District of Drugs, Gangs, and General Mayhem, where little children ought not to go. I think I know where this is headed. Your assignment is to retrieve it, tonight. Yeah, saw that one coming. And why would I do this? The better inquiry is, what abhorrent consequence shall befall you if you do not? That stalls me for a moment, but I manage to think up a passable reply. Clearly nothing too terrible, since you need me to get it for you instead of going yourself. Funnily enough, instead of lashing out at this remark, Shigure only seems impressed. Perhaps you'll pass after all. Pass? The dossier's whereabouts are currently being established. I shall contact you with additional instructions at a later time. I didn't even say I would do this. I doubt that availability is an issue. How does she know? I'm not even going to ask. Not having a schedule conflict doesn't mean that I'll take it. Then consider it your municipal burden. But I never agreed to... Do you not wish to be something? To be someone extraordinary, to do something significant with your inconsequential existence. Then it is settled. Stay in touch. She abruptly tilts her cap and storms out of the cafe, leaving me in a stunned silence. Alright guys, I think I'm going to end it right here. Remember to share the content, leave a like, let me know what you guys thought down in the comments, and make sure to click that bell button to get notifications of Lucid 9 Inciting Incident. You guys have a great night. Bye!